Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, to the state of my account for November 2023. Just looking at the updates I've made over the past month and what I am currently working on. You might be wondering what this lineup is in my squad arena right now. Rey, Cat, they're all online Force users. Got Cal in there to make them very durable. And the annoying thing about this team, some people call it the Toxic Rey team, kind of like the Toxic Leia team, is it's really annoying to deal with. Cal gives out so many buffs that this defense, the stacking defense level 6 Datacron makes them extremely hard to even damage. And I don't necessarily win every match, but it seems like a lot of other teams would just time out. Like the Lord Vader Reva team, I time out, but I barely lose anyone ever. And the way this works, this Datacron, it's not like if you had 200% defense over here. No, that's like a pre-mod adjustment. Not taking into account all your changes. But this affects you once you're already in the battle. It takes the defense you have, including all your mods and all your Datacrons and everything. So it's stronger if you have defense over here. But it seems to stack to a ridiculous degree. So it's really annoying. So if you have an unaligned Force user team, just slap that on there. It's going to be really hard to deal with. Another thing on the starting screen, still just have a 6-star Leviathan. It's kind of painful, but it's really expensive, and it's really just 6-star flat. I don't have, well, you can't see from that view. I have 0 out of 100, so it will be at least 2 more months till I finish it off, which kind of sucks. Now let's look at my Galactic Legend Leia Progress, and it is going very well. I only have 2 more characters I need to finish. Nisa and Drogon, both well on their way within the 7 stars to be 7 stars. And that is mostly due to the additive drops. These were fantastic for me. I used the 50 refreshes on mods, the 100s, and the 200s for pretty much the whole duration to get Drogon. And also got Scout Trooper accelerated too. So she is done, R7. And the good thing about her is I'll be using her with Iden for now. I don't think I'll be using her with an Imperial Remnant team, so I don't need to put these Zetas on because these are all if the ally leader is Imperial Remnant. So I'm pretty sure the whole clause for the Zetas is just if you're like Imperial Remnant team. So if I'm running her with Iden, I don't have to worry about the Zetas, which is good because I am Zeta poor. Right now between these two, Drogon, it will be easy to finish since he is in Cantina, but since I also need all the signal data, I'm going to be farming the signal data until I have enough for Relic 7 character. I'll need 115 of the light blue, 115 of the green, and 75 of the blue, and then I will start farming Drogon. And then my plan is just to do 1 refresh on Nisa, so I'm farming 10 times. Because if I rush to finish her and she's just sitting there and waiting, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, making great progress on Leia, very pleased. I was really surprised how easy it was to finish off the rest of the requirements. I mean, R2-D2, R8, and this is what everyone talked about. When the full requirements were released, that it was really easy. It just did to bump up Han, Lobot, Wicket, Akbar. And Relic 3 is so easy. It's so much easier than, like, I don't know, 3 to 5 or something. It was just, it's nice. And I'm looking forward to getting her hopefully by next 3v3. So what else have I done in the past month? It's not as amazing as last month. I felt like I had so many Relic 9s. But I did get Jedi Knight Cal. Only took him to R7 only. A lot of people have him at R8, but I just couldn't really spare the Relic materials. I really want to get Leia, and 7 seemed like the best minimum to get him to. I really tried to mod him pretty well, plus 160 speed. I don't know if I need that much speed, but yeah, I definitely didn't want to spare anything on him. Extra health, crit damage, triangle, offense. I don't know if this is super high or not, but I feel pretty good about his modding. I don't really know how to use him in 5v5 or like what the best use is. I know how to use him. I have like played around with him, but I'm not sure what the best value is. It's gonna be hard to split my Jedi, and I don't know if I'll need him to be Leia or something. It's going to be kind of hard. But I did also get Sir June to R7, and that let me do the mission to get to Zepho, that special mission on Braca, and it was pretty easy. But like half my guild failed it, so I will make a video next time. I wasn't even thinking about it because I was like, I don't know how to do it, so I can't really make a video on it yet, and I don't know if people need a video for Jedi Cal, but it was fairly simple. My Seer's modded like lots of protection, speed, but she doesn't really get her cooldowns much. But yeah, I'll talk about that. Gar Saxon bumped him up to R3. I don't think I had done this last month at the time I did my state of my account. And I don't know if I'll get him past R3 at some point. I just saw Arnold's video on them two-manning gas, which I think Fatal came up with. And I don't know, if I see a lot of gas, that might be nice. You have to mod them for tenacity. I don't have the best tenacity mods, but we'll see. But the profundity counter using the gauntlet is pretty much done for me because you need it to be slow to do that. Next, Saw Gerrera. I am really actually excited about this guy. He's pretty annoying to deal with for me on a defensive team. I did set him in 3v3 with Kyle Katarn and Cara Dune, and I know at least once he got Wampa'd, which is kind of disappointing. I do have him only at Relic 5. I don't have the Omicron. I do want to give him the Omicron because it's a pretty annoying team, and I dove into his mechanics, some of his mechanics yesterday. Still don't fully understand him all the way, but I have more health than protection, although I do have good protection. I think he's a Relic 7 target for me once I finish Leia. But right now, everything has to go into that. And then the last thing was to Scout Trooper. That was weird, sorry. The last thing was Scout Trooper. I got up to R7. Like I said, don't need the Zetas on. And I didn't have the best, I didn't slap the best mods on, but I've been slicing them and having great luck, actually. Like, this mod was like 10 or 13 or something. It's up to 21 now. That one still sucks. This one I got up to 20. It was like 13 or 12 or something. So I've had some good luck slicing. That one got up to 18 because I didn't give priority mods and I just favorited Scout Trooper. I'm gonna keep slicing, but sometimes that's nice. I do like to just favorite a character just for the mods, and it's kind of working out well. Yeah, that's most of what I did last month as far as outside of Leia. Actually, one other thing I did do is I gave Malicos the rest of his Omicron since last month, and I just recently, like a couple days ago, gave him a whelp. The Strength to Spare is what I had before. That is the extra health and crit immunity and all that stuff. But this one is like the Savior mechanic, giving them a bonus turn, which is like a bonus life, basically. Really important for the 3v3 counter of Supreme Leader Kylo versus Leia, and that seemed to be the most reliable out there. Also extra true damage when they're taking turn meter, and then this one is also extra true damage. Some good debuffs, buff immunity, healing immunity, and then stacking his crit damage and offense, which for the rest of the battle, which is gonna just make him even more ridiculous with his damage. He's just insane. Like, he's a damage machine. So I don't think I'm gonna regret any of those at all. The question is, how do I use this team in 5v5? Do I save them for offense, try to beat like Rey or another GL with them, or stick them on defense? We have yet to see. I think defense is still a pretty good use. I don't think we have a super safe counter yet. Like, even Traya can lose. Or Traya might be the safest one, but I don't think it's like it's foolproof. Gas can lose. Malgus is going to have trouble now. So I don't know. Still an awesome defensive character. And other than Leia, I don't really have any other projects going on. Like, my favorites is just them. I have Nihilus favorited because I'm just trying to slice up his mods some a little bit more. I'm not going to put more relics on him at this point. But once I'm done Leia and have all the Zetas and everything, I want to work on Tarful. I want to get Tarful up. I want to get Zalbar up. And I kind of want to wait to do that until after set 10 expires, because it might be a little bit, see how they do without those Wookiee Datacrons propping them up. But they seem like a good team to me, like, even if it's an offensive team eventually, because Bad Batch can kill them in 5v5. 3v3, they do seem pretty threatening, and maybe that'll continue. We'll see. That's just a team I want to work on. I also kind of want to work on the Saw team. And I want to work on base Malbus. Like, I've been seeing base Malbus everywhere, but I haven't been able to, like, dedicate resources to him. I don't know if I built up Chirrut for that as well. But with Saw, you can put other stuff. Like, you can put, like, Calcatar and Caratoon and stuff. But, yeah, we'll see. That's future projects I hope to work on. Conquest. We're about 4 days in. I am at 355 key cards out of the max 630 that I'm going to need. Got through Sector 4, and I'm going to be just farming Datacron mats until the start of 5v5, and then I'll progress through Sector 5. But all the while, I'm trying to finish off global feats and sector feats while we're doing this. Sector 2, I'm going to wait to do because that Datacron node's kind of crap. But it was way easier to get through this time, and I'm pretty sure anyone running it noticed that. The bosses were pretty much pushovers, which was kind of a nice change of pace. Cartel coming along. Phoenix is just a good team now. The only problem is you need them all to survive. So I can't farm the Geonosian node in Sector 4, which is kind of a bummer, because that's my favorite Datacron node to farm, because usually someone will die, even if I win. Ewoks, I'm running them every once in a while, or like 2 to 4 times a day on the Bad Batch node. Gotta get around to the Wookiees. And then the kills with Tusken Warrior, I am waiting to do those. Because right now, my way to win the Tusken battles in Sector 4, I need them pretty much at 100% stamina. And I like limp to the finish line against the Geonosians. I can win maybe 2, or like at 90%. 90% stamina, but basically what I have to depend on is them getting tons of dots from Tusken shamans. The chieftains like dot thing, like from them getting turn meter. And then when I do get to attack, I have plenty of Amplify Agony and good Volatile Accelerator, so they kind of melt, but it's kind of an uphill battle there. So yeah, that's what I'm doing in Conquest. Oh, another nice thing going on is today is the double drops for the Extra Life event, which is great. However, I wish they communicated that it wasn't for Cantina. I did see that from Calvin Awesome's video, because I was in a data mine that it's not for Cantina or Mod Energy, but they didn't communicate that until it popped up in game. So plenty of people probably wasted some energy kind of hoarding those up. And we also got all these extra events, which are really nice. Double Galactic Challenge doesn't feel like a reward if you're like struggling to get through them. I got through these 2 pretty easy, but it's really accelerating my Omicrons, which is nice. We've had extra assault battles, which already happened. There's a ton of fleet commander events. I got a lot of extra shard shop currency, which was pretty sweet. As far as my relic scrap inventory, doing pretty good. 932 CCBs, 1045 bronziums. I got several hundred from the double drops from my hoard because I just hit Light Side 7B. I got like 600 or 400 Mark 5 data pads in one day, like one sitting. Plenty of chromium transistors, iridium heat sinks are great, Zimbal's great. Everything's looking great, it's just signal data. But the big problem for me is these Relic 12 scraps are hurting for me now. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but I am running so low on these like purple support pieces. And normally I like to farm the Mark 12 furnaces, but these have been so low. I was farming these, got it over 200. I used to have like 400 or 500 at once, and then these, after I geared up Jedi Cal and Scout Trooper, I had under 80, which might be the norm for you. I don't know, but I had 400 or 500 of these, so I need to farm these, even though the node itself kind of sucks. Like, I hate this node because it's only one extra scrap piece. The node I'd like to farm is this one, because not only is that super valuable, you get all these other little pieces which help for relic scraps. And I'm even getting low on this now. I used to farm this as the only node. I used to have like 400 or 500, but I'm really hurting from gear 12 to gear 13, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, because with the raid changes, one thing the Sith Ray was great for it was that gear 12, those gear 12 pieces on the left. Gear 12 character. You get a ton of those pieces on the left. I get fully crafted pretty often, and that's like 70 pieces right there. But the way the new raid currency works, it's more, you can buy them, but it's more expensive to buy these than just like normal like year 12 plus stuff. Like this 15 of those like furnaces would be 1,000. This is completely flipped on the head from everything else in the game as far as cost. These purples are usually cheaper everywhere else, like Shard Shop and Guild Event tokens. So that's really where I'm hurting after these changes, and that's what people were worried about, but I think it's really coming to fruition now. And now everyone's favorite Datacrons. My Datacron inventory is coming along. The big problem now is lack of dark side, which I just really want more, and I really want more of the, not that ability, the one I showed at the beginning of the video, the 200% defense one. That's kind of the best. Like if you want dark side Datacrons, if you have unaligned force users, I have 2 of them. Kind of want 3 or 4. This one's actually really great for health. But it's just hard to reroll because there's like the level 3 I want with the extra buffs. There's level 9s I want. I still need, I need to be prepared for Leia. I need either a Leia or a Drogon Cron, preferably Drogon. I haven't rolled any. Like they're not going well. And I'm like pretty maxed on a lot of these rerolls. Like it would take 80 to reroll that Rebel one. This one would take, well, this one would be 20. Let me try to do this right here, because this might be good. I can get Drogon or Leia. There it is. There's Drogon. That's exactly the one I need. This was the one I was using on CLS. It's got some defense, health, protection, but I'll steal. Let's re-roll that too. Ooh, defense is 30% health. Defense is overall better. I think defense, like. So yeah, okay, there we go. I was complaining about a lack I had. Now I have no reroll mats. This will be for my Leia team, and I gotta find something else for CLS. But yeah, and need more dark side, need more of that good level 3. And set 10 is gonna dust after next season, and I'm gonna have an overflow of data cache. So it's all great. Last thing I want to touch on, it's not specifically my account, but I didn't really want to make a whole video on this. The Kyber Squish is finally getting addressed, and I hope it gets addressed properly, because it has been such a long time coming. It's been infuriating to me, or it used to be infuriating to me until I realized everyone else was noticing, and it was just something we accepted. But Kyber 1, when they started this new formula at the end of 2021, there were 10,000 players. Now they're close to like just 1,000 flat. Like it's 10% of the size it used to be. And I think their formula was just so messed up that they were just, I don't know, everyone was getting pushed down, and that sucks because it affects people's crystals. Before that, everyone was able to get 500 crystals in Squad Arena every day. And part of how they sold us on this Grand Arena change is, oh, your crystals won't be affected. Like if you're doing well, you'll still like get a lot of crystals. Like in Kyber 1, you can even get more. But then the amount of crystals available in the pot, like out there for people to get, was drastically reduced. And I even made a Reddit post before I had many subs on YouTube. I was like, I don't know, like 100 or something. And people didn't know it was like me, even if they didn't know my channel. But I complained about the skill squish because I would drop like 100 skill points and like be so much closer to getting out of Kyber 1 than before, and saying like people were getting squished out of Kyber. And I didn't have like a statistical regression analysis or anything. I was just trying to complain because, you know, Reddit, everyone complains. Like, that's what it's for. But instead of people like saying, yeah, this is happening, I know it's annoying this is happening to me, I got shouted down. I got called like, I don't know, just a whiner. People were swearing at me like, you just want to complain and moan. And there were some very prevalent Reddit people, like, I don't know, I'm not going to say names, but there are 2 people that constantly post on Reddit that were very harassing to me on that post. And this is so vindicating that they're finally acknowledging this. And guys, don't go to Reddit with your complaints. It's a cesspool. Like, just don't do it. Like, for this game, there's some good stuff there, but don't give in to trying to complain on Reddit, because it's not going to go the way you want. Sometimes you complain and everyone whines along with you. Other times, you'll just get shouted down and you'll be the target. So I just hope this actually changes. I hope Kyber 1 gets like 5,000 players because I want more players to get more crystals. I still have never fallen out of Kyber 1. The only time I was in Kyber 2 is when they made the system. I got placed in there by GP, but this is such a welcome change. And that's all for now, folks. That was my month in review. Hopefully next month I have Leia to show off. But I actually get this a protective video. I got the Drogon crown I needed for her later. Yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, sub, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video.